Gibt es ein besseres Leben? Ich finde nicht.
Welcome everybody, welcome to the race briefing for the 2024 adidas TERREX Infinite Trails in Gastein in the beautiful Salzburger Land. Watching this hero video from last year, I got goosebumps. Hopefully the same happens to you. With this race briefing, I want to give you all the most important information. My name is Mike, I'm the race director of the adidas Infinite Trails in Gastein. I tried to cover everything in that race briefing which I think is necessary to be a successful competitor. We also have some chapters on the YouTube video which you can scroll through. If you're not interested in everything which I'm showing you, if you want to skip some parts which are not necessary for you if you're racing a different distance. So let's dive into it. Also remember, it's in English, but on YouTube you have some subtitles, so you can choose your language. And I know we're coming from all around the world to be part of the race this year. So let's dive into the race briefing. It's amazing. We have 1,600 plus athletes coming this year from 61 different nations. And the most important thing is we have a woman participation of 43%. That is amazing. My goal and the team's goal is to have next year's gender equality. You saw that on the Olympics already, but we're not too far away. So shouting out to all the women out on the globe, please come to the Infinite Trails in 2025. So with 1,600 volunteers, with 1,600 athletes, we also have 350 volunteers, which is absolutely amazing. They are fully on race day for you. They are cheering on you. They can't wait to welcome you. And it's a great hospitality of the whole valley. That's what we call one community. That is important for us. It's not only about athletes, it's also about the staff members, it's about the volunteers, about the sponsors and the partners. And, you know, on this weekend, we all enjoy one fantastic thing, which is trail racing. So that means we celebrate the sport together, guys. We share emotions, we be on race course together, we're gonna celebrate in the pool, we're gonna have a big party, and we're gonna do shakeout runs, but for these things, I have a couple of more information. And we are all united by summits on that weekend. So thank you guys for donating trees. You have done this. If you haven't done this, don't feel bad. You can do this still on site in the Expo Area. So giving back is a really important thing. As you know, Infinite Trails is a sustainable event. And we try to give every time, we try to give something back. And here are some pictures about planting the trees which you have donated in the past years. We had 4,000 euros collected in the last year, where we were planting some saplings and trees, small trees, around the race course, and here you see some pictures from the community weekend. And remember, planting a tree is only 5 euros and makes a huge difference. So with the donation this year, you have donated more than 300 trees. We were able to plant them also along the race course. We partnered with the Salzburg government and with the forestry. We have been able to allocate 3 important spots where we had a lot of damage caused to winds and storms in the past years. So one is exactly when you're running down the Poserhöhe to the aid station at Grüner Baum. You're going to see some signs along the course as well. The other one is coming up the Schlürf, which is your way to the middle station of the Graukugel, and the other one on the left-hand side is in the area of the 30K. It's our responsibility to respect the nature. As you know, the nature is our playground. Respect the animals in their space and in their habitat. Respect protected areas. Be aware of critical times, so that means no headlight in the dark. This is also an important factor. That is the reason we're starting the race only when we have the sunrise, and we're closing the event when we have the sunset. We are only allowed to race between sunrise in the morning and the sunset in the evening. Please, no headlights in the dark. Also in training session, you should remember this every time you're training at home. Check the maps for sanctuaries, and please do us a favor, leave no trace on race course. So we are ready, guys, for the race briefing for adidas TERREX Infinite Trails 2024 in Gastein in Salzburger Land. Let's talk about the communication. All last-minute updates will be provided by the race management via our communication platforms. That is the SMS service. Please do me a favor, check your phone number in your profile. If the number is wrong, we can't get to you. Check the social media channels, which we always keep open for important messages, and the website. Also, we have a WhatsApp community. Just screen the QR code, and there is a couple of different groups on that WhatsApp community. FAQs on the website, and if you still have questions, don't hesitate to send me direct message on racedirector@infinitetrails.com. We also have a podcast series which we initiated this year. It's almost 8 episodes. Also, don't forget to listen to episode number 8, which is called the AIT Hacks. Sonja and myself, we're going to talk you through the whole event. I think it's perfect if you travel to Gastein, listen to everything that you are familiar with most of the things. In the podcast series, we covered a lot of themes: sports nutrition, mental preparation, training recovery. We got some beginner tips, technique hacks, injuries, community, and the last one will be released on event week, which telling you a little bit more about the Trackation in Gastein. Also, we have an event bag, which is your electronic starter bag. Redeem and enjoy. All information, the links are in one place. For example, your link to your massage booking, lots of practical information, other goodies, discounts from our partner. And this is how it looks like. It's a kind of an app where you have some cards, and you can go through these cards, and behind every card there is a little story, there's a little video, there's a raffle, so you can win as well. So for the schedule, it's let's go through the 4 days of adidas TERREX Infinite Trails. Starting on the Thursday, for everybody who's still already in the valley, and we recommend to arrive on the Thursday already. So at 5 o'clock, we do a global meets local shakeout run. So the global athletes meeting the local athletes. We have a shakeout run by 8 kilometers. It's a nice, perfect route. And after this one, we will have a movie night at the Waldmoserin. I'm showing some video premieres of Christoph Kalle, for example, a fantastic movie about the race in Gran Canaria. Also, TERREX is launching 2 great, fantastic movies about the Western States and about UTMB. So join us. We're meeting for the shakeout run at the cable cars down station with Sportflies, which is also the TERREX store in Gastein. On Friday, we will have our registration open for you guys from 9 until 12 o'clock. It's going to be registration and a check of the mandatory equipment. Then we have a little break, also changing the shifts. And then from 1 until 8, and I'm saying 8, that is the last time that you can get in queue. Until 9 o'clock, the registration. 4 o'clock, we will have an English race briefing giving you the latest info about the race, course safety, course changes, everything, weather, everything you need to know for the next day. 5 p.m., it's the race briefing in German. Don't miss. There's a lot of action happening at the TERREX booth and in the Expo area from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m. And if you bring your kids, you can get them into the Marktlauf, which is also adult race from 4 p.m. until 7 p.m. Then it's race day. We opened the Alpentherme for the backdrop of 6 o'clock. We will have the first start on the 60K, 6:30, the start for the 45K, 7 o'clock. We will all teams start together, 7:30, the start for the 30K, and the 7:45, we have our last start, which is the 15K. 8 o'clock, as mentioned before, when the sun is down, finish line cutoff for all teams. For the 60K, 45K, and the 30K, and it won't be a big problem if you're racing the 15K. 8:30, we're coming together to celebrate the sport with our great ceremony in the Alpentherme. So that's about the first 3 days. On Sunday, we will have the Celebrate Sport Party with Kaiserschmarrn on the top of Stubner Kogel. If you're racing the 45K Loop L or 60K, you have been already there. Otherwise, you can go up there with the gondola. With your wristband, you have free transportation. And at around 1 o'clock, it's over. It's over already with the Infinite Trails 2024. Talking about the venues. So the Gastein Valley is a beautiful valley sitting in the Salzburger Land. And it actually exists of 3 different villages. They all have like also a train station. So, for example, you have Dorfgastein down here, then you have Hofgastein, and you have Bad Gastein. So it depends where you booked your hotel. We are here in Bad Hofgastein, which is in the middle of the valley. Beautiful aerial shot of Bad Hofgastein showing you the athletes' garden. It's in the Alpentherme. Can you believe it? It's 36,000 square meters only for athletes reserved. Next to it, we have the race venue. In the race venue, we also have the Expo Area, the Spectator Area, pre-post and race area, and for sure the race course is going through. Registration will be this year in the Kursaal. There is the entrance from the side, you can see here. As we have the Marktlauf as well, we recommend you that you go through the Expo Area, go through the arena, bleachers and stage, and then you go in from the back side into the registration area. Race briefing will be located in the Congress Center, which is marked with the arrow right here, and in front there is the entrance where the tourism board is as well located. Backdrop-off in the Alpentherme. Remember, backdrop-off will be open from 5 o'clock on Sunday onwards. Athletes Garden, I already showed you. Also, if you're traveling from the other venues, from Dorfgastein or Bad Gastein, and you're taking a shuttle bus, then you will be dropped off at the Hochtauernplatz, and this is where I marked the arrival of the shuttle. Then you only have one entrance into the race area, which is the check-in on race day. There is no way that you can climb over fences, barriers, barricades. You make yourself fool because you're not in the timekeeping system. So please remember, there's only one check-in on race day. We mark you off, and if you're not on our list, you will have no timing results. Spectator area, fantastic area for everybody. In the morning already, some fresh coffee and croissants for free. There's a lot of space for you guys as well. And then the expo area, as mentioned already, where you can do a lot of things. Let's go further. Let's go to the most important thing, which is the mandatory equipment on the adidas TERREX Infinite Trails. Why mandatory equipment? There's always the big discussion. We don't want to make you feel that you have to carry a lot of things. It is only for yourself. It's protection. For example, it doesn't have to be on a beautiful day or whatever. It could change quickly with the weather situation. You could injure yourself. I've made a podcast with Professor Dr. Scheffel with the injuries. Listen to it. He is explaining how fast it goes, that you have hypothermia and you can't think about and help yourself. This is where you need your mandatory equipment. So first of all, when you injure yourself, when you are tired, you know, you're getting tired, you get that feel of cold. When you're in a remote area, sometimes it takes up to an hour to bring a mountain rescue to a spot like this. Remember, we are in the Alps. We had some very, very bad weather in the past weeks, some severe weather situations. If you're coming into a thunderstorm, when we need to evacuate, or if you need to wait for a shuttle, then it's the same thing. So please, mandatory equipment is crucial and is really important, and we're doing this for you guys. As I said, you know, severe weather conditions. It's cold, it could be windy, foggy, rainfall and snow. Remember 2 years ago, we had this weather situation that was sunny down in the valley, and I was standing up on the mountain with hail and some snowfall. The 0-degree limit can drop immediately. It could be thunderstorms, and you know, for this one, we have also the bad weather courses scenarios. So mandatory equipment, we separate between 3 different scenarios, which is the basic equipment, the cold weather equipment, and the hot weather equipment. So first of all, I'm covering now the equipment for the teams for the 45K, the 30K, and the 60K. Mandatory equipment check will be during the registration process. If you're not presenting your mandatory equipment, you won't get an athlete's wristband, and without a wristband, you can't enter the check-in in the morning. It could be also happening that we do directly before the start some random checks, so don't fool. Bring everything as needed in your vest, in your backpack, whatever you have. Have items in your hand and present them if we ask for. And remember, there's no cups at the aid stations. You need to bring your own foldable cup. So remember, no cup at aid stations. If you want to fill up and fuel, then you need to bring your own foldable cup. So mandatory equipment, as a sheet right now, you can see clearly what is needed. We go through in detail. It's a flask or a reservoir, at least 0.5 liters. We definitely recommend 1 liter. It's going to be a running backpack or vest. It's going to be a waterproof jacket, guys. Waterproof jacket means not windproofed. That is a big difference. So if you're thinking it could be a problem to bring this through the mandatory equipment, bring a print out or show us the one. It needs to be waterproof. That is really important. A long sleeve top and a long pant. A headlamp if you're racing longer than 4:30. So from 4:30 onwards, you need to have a headlamp with you. A whistle could be a separate whistle, but it could be also integrated in your vest. A GPS device, a watch, or alternatively, a printed version of the route maps. Mobile phone needs to be charged, switched on. Please do, as a favor, put in the general emergency number. And remember, we are in the network in Austria, so you should have a contract, probably a roaming contract, which gives you the access to the Austrian network. Emergency equipment, please read through carefully. 1 rescue blanket, 2 compressors, 2 cloths, 2 first aid dressings, could be size M or 2 meter of elastic adhesive bandage. So for the equipment, to give you an idea what do we mean by things, that is the waterproof jacket. It's a long sleeve. It could be cotton, lycra, etc. Or you're taking your sleeves with you. A long pant could be also immediately the replacement of a waterproof pant. I mean, if you saying my waterproof pant is a long pant, then it's okay. So, for example, if you have like a singlet and you're wearing an arm sleeve, that is not possible because it is a gap. So what we want is this one. So like a t-shirt where the sleeves go over the shoulders and then there is no gap. Left picture, okay. Right picture, no way. So keep in mind, If you're taking your sleeves with, you can, but then follow the left example. For the cold, we have the same equipment as the basic one, but we're concentrating on 4 different or more items. Right now, it's going to be additional the waterproof pants. And we're taking the long pant and the long sleeve, and it must be insulating. Insulating means insulating. It is not the cotton anymore. And the insulating top and the insulating pant replacing the long sleeve from the basic and the long pant from the basic equipment. So another example, the waterproof pant, an insulating top, it could be merino, it could be a fleece, and the insulating pant as well could be merino or a fleece. You can use, for example, your ski underwear or something like this, so it doesn't have to be a trail thing related. It just needs to be merino or fleece. It must be warm. It should give you, it should warm your body, and cotton doesn't, because when you're sweating into cotton, it cools more than it's warming. So remember, important, no cotton at all. Additional, we're gonna add some cloths in the beanie. I know this question will be coming immediately. Yes, you can also use 2 buffs if you're using them instead of a beanie. Mandatory equipment hot, what we do, we adding a cap, which is necessary, and you have to carry at least 1 liter of water, but I recommend on that course, you should always have a minimum with 1 liter with you. For the poles, if you check in with poles, you must carry them until the loop is completed. We're going to do mandatory checks as well, or like random checks as well, as we did it in the past. Mandatory equipment for 15K, that is very easy. It's only a mobile phone charge switched on with the general emergency number and a flask or a reservoir, at least 0.5 liters. As you can see right here, it's the same thing. It should work in Austria, and the general emergency number is saved. For cold, we're adding right now a waterproof jacket, which is necessary for you to carry it with you as well. You don't have to wear it, but you have to carry it with you. For the hot, it's the same thing as the other equipments for the teams. We're adding a cap, and you have to carry a capacity for at least 1 liter of water. For you, the same thing. If you check in with poles, you must carry them until the loop is completed. Do me a favor right now, stop the video when you listen to me, get your mobile phone out and type in this number, which is 0664 9986 3290. That is the general emergency number. Don't call the rescue. Call this number. You are immediately connected to the up center, where a lot of specialists sitting there. There is mountain rescue, police, everybody is sitting there. And from this point, we coordinate any accidents. So for example, if you call a rescue number, you may end up in Vienna. And when you're telling people, hey guys, I'm injured here at the Poserhöhe, nobody has a clue in Vienna where the Poserhöhe is. But everybody in that room, you're calling with this number, knows exactly what you're talking about, and this makes sure that we bring you, if necessary, rescue immediately to that point. So once again, save this number. You don't have to attach plus for free because you're already in the Austrian network. So 0664 9986 3290. That is your general emergency number of the adidas TERREX Infinite Trials this year. You forgot to put it into your phone, bad thing. But we also know that some people do this, so that it means it is written on the flip side of your bib number. So if you are totally out of control, you don't able to handle whatever, you can also flip your bib number, and then you see the emergency number once again. Call the emergency number, give us a medical clarification of what happened, and then the assistance of and if we think You don't need a rescue transport, and maybe we're sending you a did not finish team as well, so we're carrying you and give you a shuttle back if necessary. Also really important, we ask you to bring a medical form filled out to the registration. That is really important. This form is handed over in a file to our race doctors and medicals. So if we know, for example, we had a crash with PIP number 98, and we can go on that file and we see somebody has like allergies, somebody has diabetes or whatever, or it helps you. In an emergency case, it could save your life, believe me. So please do us a favor, and you won't be allowed to go at the registration anyway if you don't have a filled out medical form. Some people saying that is old school. Yes, it is old school to have a printout, but this is the way how we work, because, you know, this one, we go immediately into the file, flip, 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 and then we know exactly where we have to go. So that is the situation. Weather can change in the apps very, very quick. It could be sunshine in 1 second, and in another 1 second it could be a heavy thunderstorm. So there's some rules to protect yourself. We have put them on the website. Check the FAQs for thunderstorms. I know the Adidas runners in Frankfurt had recently just a training for how to act and how to react in a thunderstorm. So do us a favor, go on the website and make you familiar with the cautions and methods how to protect yourselves in a thunderstorm from lightning or from a stroke. Also, there might be some live encounters, especially when you are at the Almwiesen. Keep your distance on the alpine lawns. Stay calm and move slowly. Be alert, and please do us a favor, respect the animals in their habitat. We are in their area. It's not them in our area. It is a business in the Alps, and there's a lot of farmers. They earning their money with having the cows on that lawns. So please do us a favor. Also put some check FAQs on the website. Go there, check it out, and there's a lot of tips. Also, there's a lot of signs showing you exactly what to do, even if you're not running. So, for example, how to behave if you have a dog with you or something like this. Also, in that area, 2 years ago, we had some brown bears. We also have some wolves in that area. There's also some information on the website. Check it out for the wildlife encounters. Coming to course marking. Course marking, here you can see that is the course marking we're using. So it's going to be arrows, going to be signs, going to be bunting tape, barrier tape, and more. So flags you're going to see on course, you're going to see signs, you're going to see barrier tapes, marking sprays, and warning signs. That is the marking sprays with sample pictures from 2023, where you can see sprayed on the tar, sprayed on gravel road, sprayed on some rocks, marking spray and arrows. We're also marking some things. If it could be a problem like an obstacle on race course. And then we have signage on course. That is the markers. There's only one marker, and the arrow shows you the direction where to go. The color concept. We have a color concept for the teams, which is the orange colors. For the individual courses, for the free long courses at 30, 40, and 60, 5 and 60K, we have the green tones, and the 15K is blue. Altogether, that is the color concept of the Infinite Trails race. All courses have their route markers. This is the marking at, for example, at the intersection, and now you understand the system. It's always your course marked, and then the arrows showing you the direction. So what does that mean? For example, this signs, what does it mean? This means at this place, the 60K turns left, and the 45K, and now head straight. Very easy to understand. Then we're taking the signs which you know from daily usage in traffic. So nothing special, no special signs Everything is familiar with you. So let's go through the signs. That is a stop sign. That means you have to stop. It's the same with a car. If you're not stopping, it could be your last step and you're going to hit by a car. Please do me a favor, if you see a stop sign or a course marshal says stop and is shouting on you and says stop, please stop. It is life-threatening. Attention means there is something happening. Danger means it's not kind of a very, very danger. It just needs your attention. The stream crossing, we're going to go on this on the 45K and the loop L. That means you are on oncoming traffic, for example. That means you have to expect cars as well. That is a street crossing. That is the start of a section, end of a section. That is the sign that you have 250 meters to an aid station, or sign where you have to drop the garbage. Information is key, guys. If you don't prepare yourself, you're not going to be a winner. And we put a lot of effort into this thing to get you all the information. So we have downloads, we have a cloud service giving you the race map, the GPS tracks, elevation profiles, the Strava race course videos, a trail book including bad weather courses, and they made a special bad weather trail book as well. The race briefing as a PDF and as a video, and all is available on our website, which is infinite-trails.com. How to prepare for the routes? It is very easy. You go on the website, you go on the menu. It's a longer one on the website, on the desktop version, and it's the burger menu, which is always on your right-hand corner on your mobile devices. So click on download, and then you go on that page, and then it opens immediately or not the Infinite Trails page. You scroll down, you go on download, and boom, you are on our high drive, giving you all the information. Here's your liability medical form, here's some social media, and here's your race course. As you can see, 15K, we divided them by the routes, the race briefing, trail book, team race, everything is there, what you needed. And here you can see, here's the liability form, here's the medical form. Print it out, fill it out. It takes time to do this on site, and you can do us a huge favor if you are coming prepared to the race. Also, the trail book, it's amazing. You can find all the details. You can see the distance in between the waypoints. You can see the aid stations on race course. Take your time on an evening and prepare yourself for your respective race course. Also, we have the race course visualization, which is available on the website as well. You know, you go there, it's the new run course visualization section. You just select the route wherever you want to go, and then you have a couple of videos there. Let's go to a different one. So if you're jumping to that section, that means it is on the Raststätten, then you see exactly how it will look like. We've done this for most of the courses, and it's always like the important parts on the race course. Also, attention that the route changes for 2024 haven't been integrated right now. Neuron was promising them to do on the weekend. If not, there's not a lot of changes, and they're going to cover them on the race briefing on site for the 60K, 45K, and the Loop L. Race courses. Let's go to race courses. First of all, some remarks. The Gamska-Kogel-Hütte, which is on the top of Gamska-Kogel, is not an official aid station. We can't bring up the water to that spot. We can't bring up power bar nutrition, and we are not flying things with a helicopter as we are a sustainable event. So there is rainwater provided by the hot stuff. It was a lot of rain, so the water tanks are pretty full. They do the disinfection with a UV light, and this is 99.9% disinfected water. Please fill up at the Raststätten, and if you want to have something like different, like a Coke or something like this, take money with you. And it's also suggested that you always have money with you, at least 10 euros or 20 euros in your vest. Bergfeldheim is closed this year, was also already closed like last year. So don't think about there will be something. So it's the same thing, fill up at the aid station in Bergstein. And this is regarding Loop L, 45K and 60K. Zittauer Alm, which is a little bit higher, also not an official aid station. There is a spring, a fountain, which you can get some water. No power bar nutrition, please fill up at Bergstein as well. It's an arm which is operated, but we don't know if it's going to be operated during that time. It depends on the weather. If it's bad weather, there will be nobody at the hut. If it's good weather, then they're also expecting some tourists. So race courses are subject to change. That is really important to understand. And on the website, you can find a Google map we I just opened, as you can see right now, shows you all the aid stations. And if there's any course changes, we're going to change these maps as well. So what does it mean when I'm saying this is like subject to change? You know exactly. There could be landslides, which we had last year, some flooding as well. There could be last-minute course changes due to fallen trees or something like this. So that is another reason why it is really important that you join my race briefing on site, where I give the latest info about the race courses. So let's go and dive into the race courses. Team Loop S. It's 21.4 kilometers long, 1,855 vertical meters, and it has 2 aid stations. You're coming to that aid station twice, one uphill and one downhill. It's the Reststützen. So if you go on the website, and I just opened this again, for the Loop S, you have all the information. You have a description, for example, and then also you have the Strava map. And with the Strava map, it is fantastic, because if you're hitting that play button, you can see an flyover on that race course exactly, showing you also the aid station, which are the blue water drops. The orange signs are our segments on the Strava segments on race course. I'm going to explain them as well. So each of courses has its own web page on the Infinite Trails website, where you can get familiar with the course. So I'm only showing this example once, and then you can do this on your race course on the website. What is important, as mentioned before, we only have one aid station, which is located as the Raststätten. And then you're coming here when you're running uphill and downhill. Also, after 10.8 kilometers, there is your top of Gamska Kogel, and this is where the course is split between the 60K and the Loop S and the Loop M. 60K heads straight, and you keep on the turn right on Loop S and Loop M, and this is how it looks like. You're running around the heads, and then you're making your turn down to the valley. Team Loop M is a combination of the 15K and the Loop S. It's 34.9 kilometers long, it's covering 2,726 vertical meters, and you have 5 aid stations. So for you as well, after you pass the aid station, after your 15K run, which is down in the Kurpark in the finish line area, you have the same situation now at 24.3 kilometers. Same situation as the Loop S. Very easy, around the hut, and then right turn towards the valley. Team Loop L, you have 44.2, 3,146 vertical meters, and 5 aid stations. You will have a new aid stations. We changed the aid station from the middle station of the Graukogel into the heart of Bad Gastein, into the Merangarten. All the courses remain the same. It's only a kind of a city loop, which we added on as well. So for you, as we're having a lot of competitors this year, I already told you 1,600 plus, we changed that section on the start. So the loop Al will be not joining the Wasserfallweg, so you're going to be running along the Höhenweg, and at this section, you're going to run up that hill, and then you're coming on Planetzenweg again. So I'm going to cover this especially in the race briefing. Got some videos for you as well, so please join me, and then it's going to be 100% clear. So for you, as usual, as already said with the river crossing, it's 5.2 kilometers into your race. It expects to get your feet wet. This is how it looks like. There are going to be some small bridges, or also like a fixed rope to get you through that water section. The next one is 14.9 into your race, which is the turn off right now on the middle station of the Graukogel. This is where I was one too fast, where the 60K goes uphill and the 45K and the Loop L goes downhill. And it's a beautiful trail through the forest on a very narrow single trail, and you go in 100%, you're going to enjoy that. And as well, I have video footage I'm showing you on the race briefing on site. Then, I already said it's going to be the Bad Gastein City Loop. This is where you're coming from that middle station. You're running down here, and then it's all through the city to the aid station in the Marangarten. Here is one of our silver bullet will is a Strava segment. This is where you have a photo zone, which is the famous Bad Gastein waterfall. So we have placed a photographer there as well to get you amazing footage. As you can see, there's a lot of stop signs in that map already. That means on these things, on that signs, you have to stop, make sure you're running on the right-hand side of the street. There will be also some traffic cones leading you the way, and there is a lot of course marshals as well, as you can see. So for your next stop, it is 22.3. It is a road crossing. It is not a provincial road. It is an official road. It is highly frequented, so you're not allowed to run over that street without any permission of the course marshals. It's a very easy one. This is how it looks like. You're coming down on the same way, and then you're approaching that road. There will be some barriers, and there will be definitely a course marshal giving you the sign and a heads up to cross that road. 37.5 into your race on the 45K. There is a road crossing, again, a very easy one. You're coming up. You stay on the left side of the road. That is really important. You're not crossing the road on that side. There will be traffic cones. There will be course marshals leading you the way for approximately 200 meters, and then you're allowed to cross that road in the Angertal. Cutoffs will be 4:30, aid station in Böckstein. Remember, you need to have your headlight with you. There will be another one at the Obere Zittrauer Alm, which is also the shortcut to the middle station at 5:30. 6 o'clock, the aid station at the Stubner Kogel, and 7 p.m. will be the last cable car, and the finish line cutoff will be at 8. I try to keep you running as long as possible. So that means also if you passed Obere Zittrauer Alm, you're not going to make it to 6 o'clock cutoff. That means you have to go with me down in the gondola and taking the last cable car at 7 o'clock. 15K, 13.6 kilometers long. It is 871 vertical meters, one aid station. Don't forget to fuel up. The 30K is a beautiful course, 30.6 kilometers long, 1,859 vertical meters and 3 aid stations. For you, it's the same. You're running opposite to that Angertal road crossing. So that is the way for you. You're coming down there. And you're crossing there immediately. And then you're running on the right-hand side. Please keep behind the traffic cones as well. So there will be course marshals. It's going to be the same course marshals as on the 45K or on the 60K and Loop L. There's the arrow, and you keep on the right-hand side. Then it's going to be the Keilinger Steig, which is a beautiful alpine steig, 16.9 kilometers into your race. As you can see, it's always wet there. There's fixed ropes. Take your hand on that fixed ropes, otherwise it could be that it's slippery and you just slip off. There is a huge construction area in the moment at the area of the Mauscar. That means it looks like that we have to move the aid station from the Speichersee down here. So it's only 300 meters. So expect that we have a little dare tour to the right-hand side, and then it's going to be at the Kaiser Ebenbahn, and then we have like a 1 o'clock Kaiser Eben cut-off. So this is also made by myself in an announcement on the race course. The cable car promised us that it could happen or not. So we have to see how the construction area is going in the next 2 weeks. Otherwise, it's no problem. We have a plan B already in place. Then it comes to the beautiful part, going over the Mauskarspitze. There is a kind of an alpine steig again. As you can see, there is some fixed ropes as well. There's a couple of places where you have these fixed ropes, and there is a reason for that they built them. So use them, and it will help you to get there. 45K, 42.2, 3146, 5-8 station. It's the same as the Loop L. As we told you, you also have a different start loop in the beginning. Then we also have the river crossing at 5.2 Ks, which is that section. There will be course marshals, there will be a small little bridge, or there will be fixed ropes getting you through that water. But as I mentioned, please prepare that your feet can get wet there. 14.9K, same thing as we had it before. The 60K goes uphill, the 45K goes downhill. On the right-hand side, you're coming down to the Bad Gastein City Loop. A lot of stop sections where you have to stop, follow the instructions of the course marshals. You have the Merangarten where a lot of people are going to cheer on, and the DJ. And for example, you have the Silver Bullet Strava segment here as well. Please do me a favor and come to the race briefing. I have video sections for all of these parts, and I'm going to show you exactly how it will look like, where you have to stop. Then you have your road crossing in Böckstein as well, after 22.3 kilometers. You're coming down that hill, you're approaching the roads. There's going to be a barrier and a barricade saying stop, wait for the command of the course marshal, and then you're allowed to cross the road. Angertal road crossing as well, 37.5 Ks. Here you go. Stay on the left-hand side on the road until you're reaching the T-cross, and here you're going to be allowed also wait for the command of the course marshal and do your road crossing. Nothing dangerous, nothing serious, just important that you follow our commands. Cutoff are the same, 4:30, aid station in Böckstein, 4:30, remember the headlight must be with you, 5:30, Obere Zittrauer Alm, 6:30, the aid station at Stubnerkogel, 7 o'clock, the last cable car going down from Stubnerkogel, and 8 o'clock, we're going to close the finish line. 60K, our last course. Monster, 62 Ks, 5,200 vertical meters, and 8 aid stations. For you, it's the same. We have 170 or 180 athletes this year in the 60K. I think it's more than 30 women, which is amazing and which is fantastic. We're not going this way through the Wasserfallgasse. We're actually going this direction, and then where the 45K turns right, we keep on going, and you're reuniting with the course behind the Annencafé. For you, the same. You're climbing up to the Gamsker Kogel, and instead of going right-hand side, you keep on going straight towards the mountain cross, and then it's all the way down to Posahöhe. After 16.8 kilometers at Posahöhe, you're rejoining the course of the 45K and the Loop L. And then it comes to the section at the middle station where 45K and Loop L goes downhill and you need to go uphill. So don't miss that board. We had we had one athlete missing that whole loop at the Graukogel a couple of years ago. And then you're starting your loop around the beautiful Graukogel. At 28.2 kilometers, you're coming to a no-pole zone. You're not allowed to use your poles here. This is a danger part on the course. For climbing, you need both hands. You can see this. This is what I already showed you in the science section, a clearly marked start of a section, which is the danger zone. The mountain rescue provides you ropes for the safety, make use of it, and then you will have also a sign showing you that is the end of the section. That is how it looks like, and I think now you understand why you need your hands. So put the poles in your vest, in your case, whatever you have with you, but no poles allowed on that section. Then it's clearly marked with an end of section sign, and from this sign you can go again with your poles. Remember, when you're coming back to the middle station of the Graukogel, you keep going straight over the street, and then you're coming to the Bad Gastein City Loop as well. You're coming from this direction over the parking lot. Here's your first big road crossing. There's a lot of cars going in and out in the valley here. A lot of stop signs where you need to stop immediately and waiting for the commands of the course marshal. Beautiful photo zone here. Your aid station in the Merangarten, where we have a DJ. A lot of spectators will be pumping up. And then the Silver Bullet section, which is a Strava segment on race day as well. 42.2 Ks into your race. It's the road crossing in Böckstein, clearly marked with a stop sign. You need to stop here. It's a highly frequented road, especially on Saturdays where we have people changing hotel rooms. You need to stop and follow the instruction of the course marshals. Once again, for you guys as well, on the 60K course, you're coming down on that road, you're approaching, there's a barricade, a barrier, stop, wait for the commands, and then you can cross the road. Another road crossing, and your final road crossing after 55.4 Ks. It is the Angertal road crossing, same for you as well. You're coming up to that road, keep on the left side, the traffic cones on your right-hand side and your right shoulder side, and then you're running up to the T-crossing for this street, and you're waiting for the command and the flag from the course marshal, and you're over the road. 4:30, aid station Böckstein on your 39.3 Ks. 4:30, remember the headlight must be with you. I'm going to check on them randomly. 5:30, Obere Zittrauer Alm after 42.9 Ks. 6 o'clock, the aid station at the Stubner Kogel, and 7 o'clock, the last cable car is going there. Strava segments. We partnered with Strava this year. Thanks a lot to Strava making a lot of things happening. We have 7 segments on race course, and they have some beautiful names, as you can tell exactly the character of the course segment. Beastly Rise, the Flow Trails, the Forest Gum, the Graukogel Crest, the Heartbreak Hill, the Pain Peak, and the Silver Bullet. You can see the distances, the vertical meters, and this is the records when we created this chart. Also, if you go on the website, you can see immediately our course segments, as we can see here on the Infinite Trails. If you go, for example, on the Heartbreak Hill, then you see right now we have Petter Engdahl with 30 minutes and 6 seconds leading that monster climb to the aid station at Födlinghütte on the 30K at 3.6 kilometers long. And what we're going to do on race day, we go on heute, which means today, and then we have the women and the men separated, and we have some nice prizes for you as well prepared on the Strava segments. Bad weather courses. Bad weather is only announced by the race director. Don't listen to any rumors. If you don't hear any comments or an announcement by myself, then it's not going to be bad weather. And we have a bad weather race map, and you see the difference. It's here, which says bad weather in the corner. Then you know exactly you are on the bad weather race map. Each loop has a bad weather scenario. Bad weather doesn't mean it's raining. Bad weather means it is snow, and it was snowing below 1,200 meters. 25.8, 1,561 vertical meters and free aid stations, so not too bad. We tried to keep the courses as similar in terms of distance and vertical meters. Loop M, 35.3, 2,000 vertical meters, also free aid stations. The Loop L, 46.7 or 47.6, 3,006 aid stations. The 30K individual, 33. Sometimes it gets a little bit longer, but the problem is like you can't make a course exactly to the same distance. But they're all going to be snow-free. 47.10, 3,000 vertical, 6 aid station for the 45K, and the 60K almost the same distance, 61.9 and 44, 28, 100 vertical meters and 9 aid station for the 60K. Aid stations, we have 11 aid stations along the 7 different race courses. Remember, no cups provided at an aid station. Bring your own foldable cup. All aid stations offer full service, including drinks, food, and power bar sports nutrition. There is no self-service. The staff will hand over the items due to hygiene rules. Crewing is only allowed in the area of an aid station. Here are our aid stations. Remember, that's the color codes. Raststätten, Grüner Baum, Graukogel, Upper Station, Bad Gastein, Merangarten, Altbergstein and Stubnerkogel, as well Angertal, Feldinghütte, Kasa Ebenbahn, Gabelhütte, and Alpenarena. And you can see already I replaced the Speichersee on the 30K already with the Kasa Ebenbahn. That is how it looks like. All aid stations look the same. We have separated tables with color codes, always in the same order. It depends on your running section, but always you get the blue first, which is Gasteiner Mineralwasser. Then you get Power Bar Sports Nutrition, then food and Coke, and it depends on which direction you're running in or out, or coming from the left side or coming from the right side. What's available on that aid station? It's going to be still Gasteiner mineral water. It's going to be Power ISO Active. It's going to be Coke. And in the case of a cold scenario, we have tea and a hot soup as well. On the aid stations, we have Power Bar Nutrition with the Energize bars, with the Energize Advanced and Energize Original, the Power Gels, the Power Gel shots. Please do me a favor, go on the podcast. We did an amazing podcast, especially to nutrition. We're explaining all the Power Bar products on that podcast, the usage, when you should take something, what you should take, and how do you prepare in the morning with nutrition, what do you eat between, it's like before, during, and after. Also, Power Bar Nutrition, the Power Gel smoothies, natural energy bars, natural protein bars, true protein and true oats, especially the true and organic oat bar is vegan. You can see as you go back, every time you have like a vegan signage, then it's going to be on your, it's going to be vegan. The true proteins will be only available at the aid station when you're coming back from the race. So here is again Power Gel. Right now the flavors we're looking for is green apple, blackcurrant, and strawberry banana, but this is also subject to change. We don't know exactly what's going to be in the delivery. So prepare for all flavors, but we will have different flavors. Then it's going to be Coke, orange and raspberry for the Power Gel shots. Energy is Original, Energize Advanced, the Natural Energy cereal bars, the True Organic Oat bars, the Power Gel smoothie, and ISO Active. And you see most of the Power Bar products are vegan. We also had in mind to do the Power Bar Black Line. We sent out a questionnaire, but unfortunately only 2 people have responded on the Power Bar Black Line. So that means we're not doing any Power Bar Black Line support on the aid station. It is just not feasible, and we can't do this just for 2 athletes. It would have been 20 or 25, then it would have been easy, but to do everything just like for 2 athletes, that's going to be a little bit dangerous, or difficult, not dangerous, difficult. So please understand that we can't give you the support on the Power Bar Black Line. After the race, you will have protein and vegan bars as well, the true organic bars, and also protein shake. And Power Bar is also not doing only protein shakes, they also do some protein pancakes in the athlete's garden. Aid station provide apples, oranges, bananas, watermelons, and cucumbers. Watermelons and cucumbers you can have with salt as well. Then we have a sweet and salty snack bar, mini pretzels, some peanuts, crackers, melon waffles, and salt as well. Garbage separation at the aid station is really important. We have bio-waste, residual waste, and composite waste like plastic materials and cans. If you're littering on race course, that's going to be a DQ. Please do us a favor, put everything into the trash cans, which are separated by the signs as well. Start number. Start number must be worn in the front and in the back, and must be worn at any time. Do not cut any start numbers. That is how it looks like. You have your name on, your team name, you have your bib and your loop, and on the back side you have your profile as well, a voucher which is on your right hand side, and your medical emergency number. Also we'll get a bib number for the back, which shows only the bib number and your loop. Visible at all times, placed in your front or on your running bag and the vest. And please do not cover them with a jacket, because we need to see them at any time, and especially for the photographers. If you want to get some pictures, then we need to see your bib number as well. Here some samples, loop S, the back number, the front number, and do us a favor. I'm putting this exactly here. Don't mix them up at night. So it shows you SML, that is your loop, your team number, your team name, and everything like this. But you guys mixing a lot of things. Also the same thing with the timing transponder. So for the individuals, it's the same thing. It doesn't change the bib numbers. It's only the colors. As you can see, you're familiar with the colors, orange codes, color codes on the teams, and the green and the blue colors. Same thing on the individual. Oh, let's go to race procedure. So if you are not staying in Bad Hofgastein, you're staying outside of Bad Hofgastein, in Bad Gastein or in Dorfgastein, we have a TERREX bus shuttle for Infinite Trails. There is a normal bus shuttle, and we also added some IT bus shuttles getting you early in the morning. So you can go on the website, on the FAQ section, you can find that bus schedule as well, just to get ready. But what you need to do is you need to register for a shuttle bus. You can do this by clicking or screening that barcode. I do the printout as well, so you can do this with your cell phone or a mobile device immediately. So if you're coming on race day to the race, either by foot or you're taking the shuttle bus, then the shuttle bus is going to drop off you here, where you ever come from. Then it is your backdrop here, which is inside of the Alpen Arena. You need your wristband, and you're going to get another wristband and registration, which is your Alpentherme wristband, which is your key for the lockers. Then this is the only race entrance, which is the check-in, and here is the start. What do you need to bring for the check-in? You need to bring your wristband, which should be fixed on your arm wrist. And as we said, you know, we're going to do random and mandatory equipment control on the fly. It also can happen, then the weather is getting very, very bad, that we need to change the mandatory equipment. So there is a need to bring everything, guys, to Gastein. Don't leave the rain paint at home if you see it's nice weather. Bring everything with you. Pre-start area, stay together. If you are a team, then it's lining up. It's a first come, first serve base, and estimate your speed that you're not run over in the mass start in the beginning. Team starts, move to the start line. Remember, the team's going to be in one row. They're going to be only 3 in a row. It's going to be a staggered start. Every 3 to 5 seconds, we're going to send off a team. And if you're going over the timing mat on your arch, then you have your individual timing started. That is your time schedule for each of the race courses. Take a minute to look on them. I put them specifically for all the race courses together, 30K and 15K as well. That is a lot of numbers, I know, and I know you like visuals. So I transferred the Excel sheets into some visuals. That is your 5 o'clock morning. So the check-in for the 60K is open. At 5:30, the 60K moves into the pre-start area, and the 45K is allowed to enter. And it is exactly, we're going to be strict on this. If you are a 45K runner, you can't enter the 60K area at 5 o'clock. So we have a lot of people, and this area doesn't hold 1,600 people at once. So we need to keep on these timing slots. So remember, 5:30, we're going to open for the 45K. 6 o'clock as our first start. 60 is on the line. 45K in pre-start. The teams can enter the scene. 6:30, they move forward. The 45K is on the start. 30K moves into check-in. 7 o'clock, the teams are on start line. The 30K is ready, and the 15K is going into check-in. Then 7:30, the 30K is start ready, and the 15K in the pre-start. And then 7:45, it's only the 15K. So, hopefully you had a good race and you're really satisfied with your race. Then it's all about the results if you want to see your results. They are on the website. We're not doing any printouts. There's no leaderboard. There's no race result board with printed sheets. All available on the website. That is exactly the view on the website. You can see the results. You have a leaderboard and you have tracking. And if you click on the result, then you find your personal result. You find all your intermediate times. As well, you find a little icon, which is your certificate. And you can print out your own certificate at the end. You can see exactly where you're ranking. And you get all the intermediate times. Also, there is some great competitive photography by Sportograph. There will be individual shots and overall shots. Go on the website where you can buy a package already, but you also can do this after the race. After finish area, it is a small area which we call quick stop. This is where you can refuel quick. Adidas is bringing a shoe care service area. It is a sustainable area, so they're only using 50 liters of water for cleaning all the shoes. You can drop off your dirty trail running shoes, have a sip, have an ice cold Erdinger, Edelweiss alcoholfrei beer, and then you can get your shoes cleaned and it's going to be ready. There's also the chance to have your medal around your neck in the Medal Plaza, the Hall of Fame, get a picture. And if you need medical assistance, there will be medical assistance as well. Athletes Garden, that is 36,000 square meters where a lot of things happening. This is the completely athletes only, or your supporters can join you there. So what is happening? We have a food buffet for you inside of the restaurant. Then it is, what is important, don't forget, that is a perforated voucher with you. And the backside it says like, voucher for finish line buffet. That is what you need to take and tear off your bib number as well. Bring it to the buffet, hand it over, and then you're gonna get a nice buffet. Then you have your finisher shirts, your Adidas TERREX recovery area. You can hop into some ice tubs provided by IceFast. There is some recovery boots. There is a Fasti gun from Black Roll. There is more things. Then you have your Edelweiss beer booth with a lot of anti-alcoholic beers from the Braunion. Power Bar already mentioned is bringing some protein pancakes, some protein recovery drinks. Gasteiner is fueling you up with some ice cold mineral water. And then it's also the reload and the massage center inside the medical part of the Alpentherme. The massage is free and complimentary for the teams 30K, 54, 45 and 60K. No 15K athletes can go to the massage. Book your slot via the no queue. Remember the no queue, there is a card in the event bags, and there is a 12 or 14 physiotherapists giving you a massage by around 12 minutes. They only have a break by 3 minutes. So please do us a favor, shower before you go into the massage. From the poolside, it's a 10 minutes walk, and we put some massage signs, as you are familiar with the design from the race course already. Also well known, the sauna area, which is this big area down or below the surface. There is some sauna infusion shows. Right now it's going to be a musical show at 4, a pizza show at 5, and a Viking show at 7 o'clock. If you bring your supporters with you, you can do that. They're also allowed to come into the Alpen Arena. We have a special discount voucher for a day entry, which is only 20 euros per person for family and friends. It's a very limited and first come, first serve base. Please go immediately to the cashier in the morning just to make sure that you're going to be one of the supporters joining us. You will be asked at the registration if you need a supporter ID. So please don't forget, without a supporter ID, you can't buy a discounted entry on race day. On the award ceremony, we will have a flower award at the finish line for the top 3 individuals. If they're coming in a certain time of the day, for the women in the 60K, it doesn't make sense if they are split by 1 hour that the other one has to wait. Then the big award ceremony is in the main pool area in the Alpentherme at 8:30. We're going to do Strava Segments, the community award, the first Salzburg team, the first local team, and the top 3 in each category of 15, 30, 45, 60, and teams. Celebrate the sport, that is our big thing. Remember from the beginning, that is our theme. We have the party from 6 o'clock until 11 o'clock. At 11 o'clock, everybody must be out of the pool area. We're going to drop the music around 10:15, 10:30, but please be aware of that everybody has to be out of the pool at 11. You can either join in the main pool, bring your swimwear, or chill out in the chill out zone. And also, it is one of the next stops of the Gasteiner Infinity Music Tour. We're broadcasting live with Manuel Jones, fantastic singer-songwriter who will be outside. And then it's our top 2 DJs, DJ Chainsaw and the DJ Zambuca, which you all know from the past years. Even this enough and you still have the power, then it's celebrate the sport until an open end. 2 celebration spots, 2 venues. One is the Waldmoserin, which is down in the cable car down station. The other one is just opposite side of the street, which is the Berglift. And we're going to start both after race parties around 11 o'clock. So Sunday, our last day on the TERREX Infinite Trials 2024. We have a fantastic Celebrate the Sport with Kaiserschmarrn party brought to you by the Gasteiner Bergbahnen on the top of Stubner Kogel, which is in Bad Gastein. We're going to start at 10 a.m. until 1 o'clock. Fantastic Kaiserschmarrn, also vegan Kaiserschmarrn. If you have any allergies, gluten allergies, whatever, see me. We can get you some French fries or a salad, or you can choose something different. To go, you need your athlete's wristband. It's a free cable car transport with the athlete's wristband to the top. First is the middle station, then it's the top station. That is the panoramic view. Don't miss out the hanging bridge. And then you can see all the summits you were racing on the day before. You can also go with your Salzburg travel ticket, which is our sustainable event ticket. On the backside of your voucher, there is the times where the bus is leaving from Hofgastein, and we have also the QR code there to book your free event ticket. Expo Area, we have a fantastic Expo Area down in the spectator area. TERREX is getting you the option to test and try. They brought all the Airgraphic family with you, the Airgraphic Sport Ultra, the Airgraphic Speed, and the Airgraphic Free. There's a heat press on, there's a print gun, there's special offer with the retailer, the famous TERREX waffles, a meet and greet with the one team, which is the members of the TERREX team, just coming back then from the UTMB in Chamonix. And there is a community hub where you can hang out with the organizers of Transvulcania and the RMB UTCT from Cape Town. Also, adidas eyewear will be present. You can buy some eyewear with a discount. Adidas Shoe Care is preparing your shoe for race day. You can buy a tree. You can buy some great TERREX gear, including the teamwear of the one team. Leaky will be there with a stock pole challenge, and also some tryout and rental. And there's a catering truck with vegan food. So you can see there's a lot of things to do. If you bring your kids, as told you before, there is a 5K run for the adults and a kids race as well. So next stop is registration day. Registration, remember, it's located right here. It is in the Kursaal building. In front there is 3 wooden huts. That is the Marktlauf registration. There, you can't register there. You have to go around the building and get in queue for the registration. That is the traffic light, and we bring in that light to understand what to expect on race day. We have 1,600 athletes. If you all come on the same time, then it's going to be very difficult for us to manage. So that it means if you're coming from 9 until 12, it will be a breeze. You're not waiting around. Between 1 and 3, you should anticipate some waiting time. And when you're coming between 3 and 5, then you arrive late and you will end up at the back of a long line, and the final time to get into that line is 8 o'clock. So remember, definitely we're going to close the registration at 9, and don't play around and don't all arrive at 7 o'clock. It doesn't make sense. There's also a huge rock concert in Bischofshofen where you're coming through. Expect a lot of traffic jams there as well. So rather arrive on the Thursday night, have a fantastic run in the morning, join us on the Thursday night for a shakeout run, and just enjoy it. At the registration, you're going to get your wristband. Never take it off if it's on your wristband. And what to bring? You need to bring your mandatory equipment for the check control. And then it's €10 cash deposit. We need a bill. No coins, no Maestro card, no credit card, no Apple Pay. Nothing of those things is possible. The reason why you need to bring a €10 bill is you're getting that bill as a deposit back when you hand over your Alpentherme wristband, which is necessary for your locker. So if you bring us coins, it's not working. Because can you imagine 1,600 athletes, 1,600 wristbands, and then credit cards and everything like this? It's not going to work. So without €10 cash, you can't enter the registration. Without a filled out liability form, you cannot enter. Without a medical form filled out, you can't enter. If you want to pick up a bib number for a friend, yes, you can do that, but you need an authorization form, and then the person needs to come and see us at between 5 and 5:30 to do the mandatory check on the race day. So, as said, pick up a bib number and a starter packet for someone else, not a problem, but you're not going to get your athlete's wristband, and you can't enter the race without the wristband. Once again, I can't stress this anymore. You can't register without all these things: medical form, liability form, €10 cash, and your mandatory equipment. There will be a race briefing on site, as mentioned. It will be in the Kursaal it will be in the Kongresssaal. That is a mistake. I can just see that. It will be in the Kongresssaal, which is at Tauernplatz, opposite side of the Alpentherme. It will be 4 o'clock English, and it will be 5 o'clock in German. So apologize, it will be the Kongresssaal. Kursaal is occupied by the registration. And believe me, I was going through that race briefing probably 100 times, haven't seen that. Travel, plan your travel ahead. As I mentioned before, the rock concert in Bischofshofen. Expect some traffic jams, arrive in time. Best is Thursday, last entry for the registration at 8 o'clock. Spectators, we have a spectator website with a QR code. Public transport is free on the race day, as it is a Benzinfreitag. And we also have a Wanderschaukel ticket, which you can buy for around 29 euros. And with this Wanderschaukel ticket, you can go from Bad Hofgastein all the way through, taking all that gondolas to the Graukogel and back. So if you want to cheer on your athletes, if you want to be a supporter, you can do that and travel within the valley, on the roads, on public transport. It's free on Saturday. Share your experience. Infinite Trails Race is our Instagram handle. Visit Gastein and adidas TERREX. Our two hashtags are United by Summits and Celebrate the Sports. Do us a favor and use them as well. Share your experience. Log us on your activity on the Strava Club. If you haven't signed up, we have an adidas TERREX Infinite Trails Strava Club. We are almost 700 members on that club. And that's it. I mean, safe travels, everybody, and see you in Gastein. Hopefully, I have been able to cover all the things which you need for a race briefing. It has been a little bit longer, but that's I'm known for. I want to give you all that information, and remember, things you're not interested, you just can scroll through. But I recommend that you listen carefully to all these things. Everything you know, it is familiar for you, and you're not getting in hassle. You're not getting in a conflict situation. You're not nervous because you are prepared. You have put in so much effort and energy to stand on that start line. So, you know, do me a favor, come to the race briefing as well, where we're giving you all the information about course safety, about last-minute course changes, about the weather situations. And believe me, I can't wait to see you all at the start line for the 2024 adidas TERREX Infinite Trails in Gastein in the Salzburgerland. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. And we also, as mentioned, right after the race briefing, we've done the recording. We do a podcast about the race. We're going to talk you through the race again. So these are the two important things for you to prepare for Infinite Trails. Safe travels. It's Mike, your race director. See you in Gastein.